Alright gang, welcome back to our competitive one-tile challenge here on Farmlands. It has been, well, a couple of weeks I guess at this point since an episode was released. We do apologize for that. There was some conflicts, unfortunately, where we just couldn't get together over the last week or so. But we are now, and we're doing a video today in April. It is now April. I've done a lot off camera. As you can see, we spent quite a bit of money from where we were at the end of the last episode. One of them should be pretty obvious straight ahead, but in case you don't know what that is, I bought a secondary insect flower mill. This one was starting to get full, so really couldn't keep up with it very well. So I decided to put a second one down. Now, it does take up a little bit of the land that we have down there, the grassland specifically, but that's okay. You know, as we move forward here, as we harvest these fields here and we move along, they are all going to end up being grass fields, so we lose a little bit right now, but in the long run it's going to be a-okay. Now, first thing I want to do actually today, we don't have a ton to do today, as a matter of fact. I should tell you that we are out of silage additive. I thought we would be out of silage additive. That's a little unfortunate, but there is no grass in here anyway. Oh, I know, we're just out of grass. Okay, we had 70 liters of silage additive, so never mind. We're just out of grass. Now, there should be some silage in here. There is. I have not turned it on yet, so let's go ahead and do that. And we'll leave it on storing. I'm going to keep the digestate on distributing for the time being. And what I'm doing right now with some of this manure, because we're having the issue right now where it's interacting with the BGA and the storage, one of you mentioned, why don't I take some of the manure and put it into our fertilizer or solid fertilizer plant over here. I think it's a pretty good idea. Is it going to make us more money than the BGA? I'm not quite sure. But the other thing I talked about was I'm not quite sure, you know, when we're going to have to remove the cows and all that so we can actually get the BGA working with the manure anyway. So we can, you know, drop 21,000 liters of manure into here. I probably won't put any more than that because of how slow it is, but at least it can actually process through and do some stuff here for us, right? So that's kind of what we're going to do here. Now, a couple other things to note. A lot of this money, I bought more pigs. So we've got more pigs, not a ton, I think 30 more pigs, but I bought, you know, the oldest pigs we can get, so they'll reproduce a lot quicker. And obviously the manure and slurry will be utilized a lot faster as well. And then I might have to move some of this stuff to get this in here. Oop, looks like we're going to be able to do it. And then I also put down another, I'm doing the best I can here to utilize this land. I put down another goat pen. So we've got 55 more goats in there making goat milk for us. So that is going to be huge for us as we continue to move forward. That goat milk is worth a lot of money for us, right? So, and we are stuck on that. Of course we are. Let's see if I can push it back a little bit. Nope, I'm just making it worse. All right, we'll leave it there. Anyway, I did do all of that off camera. This is before moving to April and realizing we didn't have anything to do today. And I also gave some more food to the pigs as well. So they really should be in an okay spot. And speaking of that, we can just kind of take a look at them all. There's 23,000 liters of food in there. It looks like there's not enough, but, you know, we don't have a ton left in this series. So I really don't want to put tons in there and it not be utilized, right? So, decent amount. I think it's going to be sufficient for a while. Here's the new 55 goats that I purchased. I filled up some grass there, so they should be good. The chickens, I think the chickens are maxed out, so we can sell some more chickens again today. The sheep are doing well. Our initial sheep are doing well. The initial goats are doing well. Maybe could utilize a little more grass potentially. And then our cows are doing well as well. We've got 2 more months, and in 2 more months, they will be able to reproduce. So at that point, we will likely sell the other 12 that we have here so we can get 12 babies and in the long run make ourselves a little bit more money. Will they produce as much milk for us? Probably not. So maybe I should reconsider that thought before I do that. You know, maybe I should do some math. Is it more lucrative to keep the cows at the adult cows producing milk for us, or is it going to be more lucrative to have the cows and then sell them, right? I'm with it being milk cows, Holstein cows, I'm almost thinking that maybe just keeping them adults might be more lucrative. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows and can let me know down below in the comments, and we can kind of decide and go from there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. We'll have to do some research and do some math on that and figure that out. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. Once again, we do apologize for the delay between the last episode and this one, but we are back. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get 2 done tonight or not. If we do, it's going to be the same night. So if we're able to, then you're going to be seeing more. If we're not able to, then, you know, so be it, right? Let's see. They're all at 50% reproduction. Maybe I should keep some of them for a while. I don't know. Nah, we'll sell them. $2,000. That's not a ton of money, but you know what? It allows more of them to continue to reproduce in there, so we'll go for it. So another $2,000 into the bank account, which is nice. This is our new goat area that I put in right here. We're kind of running out of space there. We're getting a lot of, you know, we're kind of breaking the system a bit, but we're getting a lot of the, you know, conflicting with another item type of setups, but we're able to smash another one into there, so we went ahead and did it off camera, and then obviously there is our insect flour mill down there. Nothing major has actually happened there. I literally just put that down just recently, and we've got crickets going into it, but as you can see, there's 3,000 in both of them already, so this is probably going to be a better setup than what we had. Obviously, we were making more crickets than the flour mill could produce, so having a second one is definitely going to be able to help offset that a little bit and keep us hopefully in a better spot. So there's all of that. Now, the other thing we have to do here is turn on the manure that we just put into the fertilizer plants. So let's go ahead and do that. It also is accepting some of the slurry from the pigs, I think, but I'm not going to really focus on the slurry. I'm going to keep the slurry for the BGA. And we'll kind of go from there, I guess. So, I think everything else is set now. It's unfortunate I forgot to turn the silage on overnight, or we would have had, you know, a lot more digestate, electric charge, and methane to sell today, but that's all right. We can sell it next month. It's not a big deal. The grass fields, they're growing. The cotton fields growing. Everything is growing right now. We're just kind of in a waiting period. Nothing really we can do about that, unfortunately, with both grass fields at the exact same, you know, spot, but as we move along, we'll be okay, right? They'll eventually both be ready to harvest, and we can offset them at that point. We'll mow one of them and keep the other one for the next episode. Or the next month, rather. The other thing we can do, which we've talked about doing for a while, and I'm going to probably attempt to do today, is maybe try to go around the edges here, since we have little to do, and, you know, get some of this grass that's kind of on the edge of all the fields here. Maybe we buy a chainsaw, see if we can take down some of those trees, because if we can do that, we can bring them over here to our wood production. You know, and kind of go from there. Our carpentry is doing well. I already moved some of the pallets here for the insect flour out of the way. It was getting full inside there, so some of them are in our storage. But otherwise, we're doing well, man. Things are going well. Now, we've got a ton of clothes here, and I stacked them all really high on purpose because, well, quite frankly, one, I thought the wood beams were going to be good to sell today. Turns out they're next month. So we're not selling the wood beams today, so we're just selling these. So we've got a very, very top-heavy load here, and maybe I should jump up there and take a few of those down and put them on the lower level, but that's all right. We are going to the train, which means we have to go across the treacherous bridge with this top-heavy load, so I'm going to have to be very, very careful to make sure we don't drop these. Now, the clothes here are going to make us really good money. I mean, really good money. 14,000 liters of clothes is a lot of clothes. So this is going to be real nice. We're going to get a lot out of this, and yeah, we'll see what we actually truly end up with. Looks like Rusty's over here. Don't know what he's doing exactly. Looks like he's taking the same thing, clothes out of his storage. We're going to cut right through Crusty's area here. His trees are starting to get really tall. Really, really tall. I think Crusty has now moved to a stage of only grass work completely and animal work and productions. So he's kind of said to hell with everything else and went directly just for grass and only grass, which I guess at this stage is probably a smart investment. But we already have stuff in there. We're just waiting for it to be able to be harvested, so. What else? Anything else that I do off camera? I don't think I did anything else off camera besides just your normal maintenance stuff, moving the water around. I think I'm going to have to upgrade our water tank. I talked about how I don't want to do it. You know, I don't want to spend the extra money on it. It is abysmal, and it uses like 100,000 liters of water. That wood production uses like 100,000 liters of water every month. Our little tank only holds 6,000 liters, so as you can imagine, just to get it back to where it was, it's a lot of trips. It's a lot of trips. So I think we might have to consider investing in that, and it's a little unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. If that's the reason we lose, then so be it. But I think there are other reasons we may end up losing. But I've got a lot of pallets that I'm hoarding, right? They don't. They all hoard, but they don't hoard as much as I do. I'm hoarding the pallets until it's the best time to sell them, just because I'm trying to inch and squeeze out every single dollar I can. Now, speaking of that, let's do a quick autosave first of all. I need to turn on the aged goat cheese. We've got goat milk on there, but it's not doing anything, so I need to do that. The close. Let's just kind of look and see, so you can see what kind of money we're going to get out of this. $12,099, and it's dropping, so that's definitely the reason why we're coming up here now. So, I mean, that tells you all you need to know right there. $12,000 from 14,000 liters. 12,000 per 1,000 liters, excuse me. We're going to get a lot of money right now. We're going to get a lot of money. And Crusty's up here already. We'll see what kind of mayhem he causes here. He didn't do anything to me. That's a miracle. I was waiting for him just to run right into me. That's something I would have done. And that's something we might end up doing today because, like I said, we have very little to do. So we'll see what we can get ourselves into. But if we can't find things to do, we're going to start causing some mayhem, I think. It's been a while. I'm not quite sure what kind of mayhem we're going to be able to cause, as a matter of fact. Maybe not much of any. But if we can figure out some things to cause some mayhem with, we will do it. All right, so that basically was 160-ish thousand, something like that, give or take. So that puts us right back up to 292, man. That is fantastic. Fantastic. Now, the big problem, and a lot of you mentioned this, and you're correct. You know, I put cotton in the ground, right? And you know, cotton to make more clothes, right? Well, when we go to sell the clothes in December, the price is not going to be fantastic. You're correct. It'll probably, if we're lucky, we might be able to get $8,000, right? I still did the math on it. In theory, this should still make us money. Is it going to make us a ton of money? No. Would it probably have been a smarter investment just to keep it as a grass field and not do it? Probably. Yeah, probably. But, you know, it's too late now. It's in the ground. I wanted to keep things fresh on this series. And, you know, I definitely want to win. I'm not sure I'm going to at this point, but I definitely want to win. But I also don't want to just be doing the same thing every single month over and over and over again. Now, we're already doing that, to be fair, but, you know, I'm trying to kind of change things up and add new things as we move along to try to keep it fresh a little bit, right? And so that was one of the things I changed, just like the sugar beets. The sugar beets, in my eyes, didn't pan out as well. If I would have cut them, it probably would have panned out a little bit better, but I just don't think it was really worth the time. Cotton, again, may not be worth the time, but the math I did says it will be. It's just not going to be anything astronomical, right? We're going to make probably $200,000 off of this. Maybe a little less, $180,000. Not going to be anything astronomical, but, you know, it is what it is. It gives us things to do later on in the year as well, right? What else? Oh, we've got a couple things we need to do. Specifically, we have a planter, which all of you correctly called out. I should have sold it last month. I should have sold it off camera. I didn't do that. I should sell the planter. We're not going to utilize that planter for the rest of the series. We still need our basic drill, our seeder, because we're going to need it to put grass in and all the fields that we're, you know, yet to harvest. But we don't need the planter anymore. So it's just sitting there collecting dust. We're getting maintenance fees and things like that on it, right? So we should sell that. So we're going to sell that today as well, so that'll give us a little bit more money back too. Yeah, other than that, I think I rambled pretty much as I could possibly ramble on all the stuff that we have to do. We have to do all the maintenance stuff. We got to move the milk around, slurry around, etc., etc. We got to do all that still. Water, you know, we've got to do all that. But you know, from things that happened and things that I've done, I think I've kind of gone through everything at this point. More equipment for the goats to climb all over. We know they like to do that. So, let's get the planter first and foremost here. Let's sell this before I forget about it, because I do like to forget about things. I might need to look at putting actually the second application of fertilizer down. I didn't really look into that. Maybe I should. Yeah, this one does need a second application of fertilizer, it looks like. It also looks like, well, that one's rolling. Yeah, so this one needs a second application of fertilizer, the grass field we put down, so we can do that. It also says it needs a little bit of lime, so we can do that as well. So there's no reason for us to be able to sell that fertilizer and lime spreader just yet. We do have a little bit of lime left there, as you can see, so it would be good for us to grab that and just utilize whatever's left in there. I'm not going to worry about getting the entirety of that whole lime area fixed up. Ooh, as a matter of fact, hold on a minute. I need to unload the fertilizer and the seeds in here. We do not want to sell those. We need to keep that as much as possible here. Okay, so unload. There we go. Perfect. Right, so we can go sell this. Now, if you recall, when we bought this, we had this exact same planter, and one popped up in the used market, and we sold the one we had and bought this one, and it basically profited us somewhere around the range of $8,000 to $9,000. It might have been $10,000. So that was a smart trade as well, right? Used market today. There is a tractor out here. It's a pretty nice one, but I don't think we really need a tractor at this point in the series. I would love to have one, but I've got to be smart. I can't be buying those right now. It's not any better than the one we currently have, so there's no reason to purchase a third tractor right now. Okay, so before we go further here, I just want to double check something actually now that I did this. Yeah, I did turn it off. Okay, good. The cricket farms are all good. There's enough water in there. We could top them up, but there's enough water in there. The digestate fertilizer looks like it has run out of digestate going over there. We'll turn it off for now. I don't want to spend any extra money on that. As you can see, this is still doing fine. It has 300,000 liters of water, which is plenty for the time being, but every month it's going to lose 100,000. So then we've got the mills, which are doing fine. They're producing. The prickly pear cactuses are still producing. Sawmill's doing fine for the time being. As a matter of fact, next month when we sell the wood beams, I'm going to be flipping. We're going to turn off the wood beams, and we're going to go into prefab wall. The wood beams will start dropping in price. The prefabs will go up, so we'll go for that. The dairy, we just turned that back on, so that's going. We'll turn the mozzarella back on for that as well here soon. But not yet. We've got to move the milk over there. This is fine. The clothes are still going. This is still going. And yeah, we've got the silage now being processed through the BGA. So things are good as far as that goes. It's just now a matter of us doing some more maintenance type of stuff today. Not the most exciting thing in the world today, but we made some changes, you know, off camera that are kind of exciting. Added some more animals. Another secondary insect mill, right? Alright, so after repairing our tractor, because I might as well go ahead and repair it while we're up here, we're at 300,000 exactly, pretty much. Now, one thing I need to look at, I did feed the cows off camera between the last episode and now. I did that before, you know, a long time ago, weeks ago. They're fine. They've got enough grass for the time being. We'll probably need to focus on them here. Maybe next month we'll worry about that. That's also next month is when we'll have to make the decision too about the reproduction, if we're going to be just keeping them and you know, forget the reproduction maybe until like the very last month we're going to have them, and then let them reproduce to, you know, make a little bit of extra income for us, a very small amount, but something's better than nothing, right? Or if we're just going to keep them as it is, or sell them right now so we can reproduce, either one, right? So we'll figure that out, though. We'll figure that out. So we're going to make a couple of trips with this, because this obviously doesn't hold that much, and realistically, as much as I'm trying to keep it, you know, a realistic approach, it might be better for us in this current circumstance just to sell this water tank and that water tank and buy one that can do both. Probably would be beneficial. Alright, so that's going in there, so we can go ahead and turn this on, the mozzarella. There it is. Perfect. Given the size of how many, you know, cows we have, I'm kind of, the more I'm thinking about it, like I said, I'm going to do some math here, but the more I'm thinking about it, it probably doesn't make sense for them to produce. Maybe it does. I don't know. I mean, that's quite a lot. That was like 7,000 something liters from one month, basically, right? So that's a decent amount. It's not anywhere near what the guys are making, and I'm not literally trying to, but it's decent, for sure. Now, I do need to look at solid fertilizer. When is it best to sell solid fertilizer? I always feel like I've looked that up, and I always forget about it. Did we look it up already? I might have looked it up already. I mean, my brain's all over the place because we haven't done an episode here in forever. Solid fertilizer is best to sell right now. Interesting. Well, now in July it looks like, but it says April 1607. That's the best. So we can get... well, we don't want to sell to the greenhouse ones. We've got to go sell it somewhere else. So Rusty's Wholesale 1650 or the Farmer's Market 1565. I don't know if this is the one that has the issues. I think he changed it again, so maybe it's not the one that gives you extra money. I don't want to have that situation happen again where we're getting extra money when we shouldn't be. Small amount, but you know what? We'll bring it over there. Alright, there's that. I think I'm going to leave this right over here because if we're going to sell both of those water tanks to get a bigger one, I mean, we might as well leave it over here where it's closer to the shop, right? So let's grab the slurry. We'll move the slurry over into the BGA. Lots of slurry in there. We can go ahead and turn that on in the BGA now. Boom. Okay, slurry's on. We'll go and unload this. Now, if you're only watching this series on the channel, I hope you're not, but if you are only watching this series on the channel, I do want to bring up a few things that have come up recently or come out recently. We've got 2 brand new series that we're starting on the channel, and if you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend you do. One is from my friend Crestu, who is taking part in this challenge. It's the Island Preservation Challenge, or I like to call it the Extreme Island Survival Challenge, which is what it is. First 2 episodes were a little rough. I didn't go about it the way I should have. 3rd episode, I went into manual, basically doing manual labor, utilizing the manual tools pack. Fantastic. I actually really enjoyed it, and we're starting to make some good progress there now. So if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it. You do. Fun series by Crestu. And then the ever-popular Triple Threat Challenge is back. I've made some modifications to it. It's still, in essence, the same type of a challenge, but there's a lot more to it. A lot more difficult. And I highly recommend you check that out. A lot of people are partaking in it, and it's a good one, man. This one is significantly better in my eyes than the first one I did. Like, it's not even close. The lone threat that I came up with is I love it. I love that threat that I came up with. I think it's a very, very a unique challenge edition. So if you haven't, for whatever reason, check it out. Triple Thread Challenge and the Island Preservation Challenge. Kinleg, the Skyfen Aqua Farm series, it's going to be ending here. Well, I don't know when, but it's either going to be ending this weekend, the time you're watching this, or, well, I guess it depends on if we do 2 tonight or not. I don't think we will, but if we do 2 tonight, this is going to be on a Thursday. If we don't, it'll be on a Saturday. Anyway, if it'll be done either this weekend or it's going to be done in the middle of next week, somewhere in that range. So we're nearly done with it. We really are. It's sad because I've really enjoyed that series, but it's time to move on. So, and then the Can You Survive 25 challenge is still going. We are going to move the day of when that happens. It's not like I have a specific set schedule for most stuff. I kind of do for that series. It's always kind of been on Sundays. I'm moving it to Wednesdays. I'm not sure if it'll be this weekend or tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this. But it is going to move likely to Wednesdays moving forward, just to maneuver some other series around to make it a little bit cleaner. So That series is taking off, man. We're really making a lot of money now in that series, and we're starting to really get a lot of land and get things going. So that's exciting, too. Lots of slurry in here, so this is going to be good to put into the BGA. This is going to be some extra money we're going to get out of this, which is great. Next month we'll make a lot of money because we'll have the wood beams to sell, and then we'll have all this stuff in the BGA as well, since we didn't turn on the silage overnight, which we should have done, but, you know, it happens. So to keep with, you know, the whole theme of the actual series itself, we're not allowed to sell it to the same day, and although we wanted to do it between the last episode and now, or in last month and now, we didn't, so we have to wait. It's not a big deal, though. How are we doing money-wise compared to the guys? Last time I looked, they were way ahead of me money-wise. Yeah, Rusty has got absolute boatloads of money. Boatloads of money. But once we get all the stuff that we have stored up, right? We've got all that insect flour. We've got all the stuff here in the BGA. We've got the wood chips. We've got aged goat cheese, mozzarella. We've got a lot of stuff here, right? We've got a lot of stuff that is still waiting on us to sell it, and it's going to make us a lot of money. We got eggs, right? The one thing that I don't know what I'm going to do with now, I've got to figure something out, is the canola, right? We had the mill for it. I decided to get rid of the mill because, well, quite frankly, it was in the worst spot possible for us to be able to do our little production row that we've got going on over there now, and I do think it's a better location for all that stuff. So I don't know what I'm going to do as far as the canola goes, because now I don't have any way to make canola oil, and that's really the point of that canola. You know, selling it outright, still going to make a decent amount of money, and it's probably what we're going to end up having to do, which is a little unfortunate, but maybe there's something else that I'm not thinking of that I can do with the canola besides turn it into canola oil. I don't think there is. Something that's not outrageously expensive, and realistically, I'm not quite sure if any of us are going to, you know, want to or accept adding any further mods to the series at this point. We really only have a couple months left, right? We're ending the series in December of this in-game calendar year, so we don't have tons of time left. But I'll see what I can come up with. I'll see if I can think of something. Look at all the animals we got over here now. We're kind of forcing our hand at forcing the game on that little section to show a lot more animals there, right? We're kind of forcing that. I did not time that properly. Alright, so things are going well here. Lots of slurry in there, lots of silage in there. Good, 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 good. We've got a little more we're going to get out of the pigs here. Now, the eggs aren't going to be good to sell till November. We know that, right? So, not much to do there. We are going to sell the solid fertilizer here once we're done with all the slurry. Got to figure out where... I guess we'll go to Rusty's sell point and hope for the best, I guess. Maybe I'll try to do some basic math before we go and sell it and see if we really do get a huge increase or not. Like I said, I think he changed it. I'm almost positive he changed it. That small amount that's in there, I'm just going to leave that there, and we can take care of that in next episode or whenever we want to move slurry back over to the BGA again. What I'm hoping and praying that we get, it's not going to happen. We don't get this lucky. But I'm hoping we actually get a used harvester for cotton in the used market between now and when it's time to harvest it. We won't get that lucky, but I'm hoping. Like, my fingers are crossed that we get that lucky, because that would be a huge addition for us to be able to make a lot more money off the cotton, right? If I have to buy it outright, I already told you I've done the math on it, and we will make money. But if we find a used harvester, that's just going, whatever that price is off the actual price, right? The initial sell price, not the used price. That's just going to be extra income. Extra income. So I'm literally crossing my fingers that we find something. Because if we do, we're in a good spot, man. We really are in a good spot. If we can get one, even if we can get one for 300,000, because I think they're like 425 for the cheap one or something like that. So even if we get one for 300,000, I mean, that's worth it in my eyes. Well, Rusty just bought my drill, I think. No, he didn't. Nah, he's running into me. Maybe he was just fixing it. Maybe he was repairing it. I don't know what he was doing. Okay, let's see. Alright, so we've got to do the second application of fertilizer over there. We've got to sell the solid fertilizer, right? So, let's go ahead and do that. Right now, I'm not going to worry about, because I think we have fertilizer in that spreader, and we've got fertilizer and seed there. So I'm not going to focus too much on taking solid fertilizer out of there to utilize for the field. I think we're going to have enough. I think. We really can't put lime down on it. I kind of screwed that up. I don't know why I said lime earlier. Somebody probably already yelled at me in the comments about that, but we can't really put lime down. It's already germinated, so the lime's not going to do anything. But that's all right. It was just a tiny little sliver of a strip. It's not that big of a deal, right? We are definitely going to have to move some stuff here. I'm going to be pushing stuff again. I'm just going to attempt to push things again here, I think. All right. It worked. So that opens up that area a lot more, the actual product, the storage there a lot more. It has plenty of room. But we really probably should just sell all of it right now. It's the best time to sell it, right? So we got 21,000 liters at 1,651. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do the math really quick on my phone and just figure that out, right? Let's see. Wait. So it should be around $34,671, right? That's what it should be. So let's see if we get more than that or not. If it's near that or around that, I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be close enough. I'm not going to worry about it. We got a pallet of flour finally spawned over here on the new one. Also, I moved some of the stuff that was sitting over here on the side over to here, as you can see. Might as well utilize it, right? So I think this is it. It's looking to be about right. My math might have been a little bit off, but it should be around that. Yep, that's exactly what my math said, so 34,679. They're good. All right, so we can sell there again now. That's nothing crazy, but I mean, a lot of that, most of that, as a matter of fact, almost entirely all of that, came from the digestate, right? So we were selling the digestate for like hundreds of dollars versus $34,000, right? So definitely worth it. Even though it's a ridiculously slow production, it takes forever. It is not the fastest thing in the world. It is still nice, right? It's still extra money. It's extra income that we desperately do need. Now, we have a lot of animals. I would argue that we have more animals than anybody. It may not seem like that, but I would argue we have more animals than anybody because, well, we got all the pigs. I just added more pigs in there, right? There's not tons of pigs in there, but there's enough. We've got a boatload of chickens. We've got a boatload of goats, a boatload of sheep, right? And now we have 24 cows. So I'd argue we have more animals than anybody. And when we go to sell these animals, they're going to make us a lot of money too, right? That's a lot of money sitting around over there. It's a lot of money. Now, I fully am aware that they both have pens that hold an astronomical amount of cows, and well, the pigs are. We have the pig pen, right? But I still think I have more. If I don't have more, it's close. Oh, Rusty came and found me. Rusty found me. He got a big old tractor. I don't remember when he got that tractor. That's a huge tractor. Did he get that in the last episode and I just forgot about it? Maybe I did. Maybe I did. I don't remember that tractor, though. Did he get that? I don't know. Man, that just doesn't seem correct, but maybe he did. Maybe he did. Okay, so those are the main objectives. Now it's a matter of changing out the water tank, I think, just because I can't do it, guys. It's gonna take forever to do that. Oh, and somebody came through here and just decided to give my my pallets a bit of a hit there. So, and they moved my drill into my wood production. Wonderful. How nice of them. I don't know which of the two it was. I'm assuming it was Rusty, but I don't know for sure. Can't 100% say that until I watch their episode. So we've got the fertilizing to do, the second application of fertilizing. I'm kind of saving that here for the later on stage. All right, so we're gonna have to buy one. So 8,000 is not a huge increase. I think this is the problem we ran into last time, wasn't it? We were looking at this and it just didn't make sense because we'd have to pay 90 grand to really make a huge, increase, right? I don't think I'm ready to spend 90 grand. I think this is what we talked about last time. I'm almost guaranteeing you this is what we talked about last time because we thought about doing this, but it was 90 grand. And just to go up 2,000 liters, a little less than 2,000 liters as a matter of fact, it's $25,000. Can I can't put a hitch on any of them, can I? Nope. Nope. Can't put a hitch on any of these. This one you can. $26,000 is a lot for 8,000 liters, though. When I can just get, 17,000 for... This is exactly the issue we ran into last time. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to have to continue to do this whole 6,000 liters, back it up, 6,000 liters, back it up. It's very, very annoying, but it is what it is. I'm going to have to move my drill now. See, the thing is, they don't realize is that we're about to be on the last thing that we absolutely have to do today, right? I can move some water around and all that stuff, and probably will, right? But we're about to be on the very last thing we have to do today, which means I have nothing but time to mess with them for the rest of the remainder of this, right? I can just go over there and cause mayhem. And I plan to do that. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be able to do, though, besides stuff that you've already seen. It's going to be limited. So let's get this fertilizing done. It'll take us a few seconds and we'll be done. Small amount of fertilizer in there, but we'll grab some more here. All right, there's not much here. We might have to actually end up buying some. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. This has turned into a bit of a disaster here. I just stopped the recording before we're done here. I swear I just went down that path over there, that area over there, and it looks like it's still not got an application of fertilizer on it. I swear we just went down that. I don't know what's going on here. It's very, very weird why this is happening, but whatever, I guess. It gives us more things to do, I suppose. We're almost out of fertilizer, though, so I don't know why that's acting like that. That's why I had to do some very weird camera angles here. It's something that you're not normally used to seeing in a time lapse. I apologize for that, but this is very weird. Why it's acting like we didn't go down this path here. I know for a fact that we just went down this path. So why is it not changing the color of the ground? I'm not gonna put any more down. That's weird. Alright, well, whatever. Anyway, that's all done. So, we can now go cause a little mayhem. Now, I don't know what to do to cause the mayhem, to be honest with you. There's a couple options. But none of them really are going to work that well. Right? Alright, first of all, let's move this stuff out of the way, because this is going to drive me crazy. These are in the way. We got plenty of room in our shed now. We will get the mower and go around the outside edge here of the land of what we can get, at least. We will do that here in a second, and then we'll kind of bail up whatever we can get. It's not going to be much, but we'll do it. But let's see if we can cause a little mayhem here first. The problem is, most of the stuff I have is relatively heavy. So, doing anything here... What can we do? What should we do? Can I take the roller, not put it all the way on the ground, just unfold it, and just start bashing stuff with it? Start pulling stuff all over the place. Just really cause some mayhem here. Can this be done the proper way? Can I still go full speed by doing this? Guess that's the question. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. All right, here comes the battering ram. Oh, it just drives right through them, though. All right, so that's not going to work. It just goes right through them. All right, well, I think we might just have to use the harvester. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it is a good battering ram. I can push stuff all over the place with that. Ooh, maybe the plow. Ooh, maybe the plow. That might work. Maybe. Let's see. Let's hook up to the plow. Let's see. Speaking of, by the way, that time lapse. I don't think I had this since the last episode. I'm almost guaranteeing I didn't. I have, spent some money for the channel specifically. I now have a membership to Epidemic Sound, which means we have thousands upon thousands of hundreds of thousands of songs to choose from now for time lapses. So you'll start hearing some more different types of things that you normally probably wouldn't hear. This might do the same thing, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, no, it's not. It goes through some of them, evidently. All right, I got an idea. If we flip it around the other way... Oh, actually, this is the save. This is the right way, isn't it? I don't think this is going to work either. Oh, oops. Oops, I hit another one. Oops. He doesn't have much to hit, unfortunately. Yeah, see, it's just not enough. There's not enough power. Can't do anything. It's not enough power. Now there he is back here. He's going to catch me in a second. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Do. Nothing to see. I wonder if I push one of these into a sell point if it would sell them. I bet it would. I'm not going to do it, but I bet it would. I wonder if it would do that. I think that's all I can do for old Rusty for the moment. I don't think there's anything else I can do. So, let's, I gotta fold this up because he's got these big massive trees now, but let's go cause some mayhem over here for Krusty as well. Can't let him, feel left out in case he was the one that caused any kind of mayhem to us. I said I wasn't gonna bother him, but I'm gonna. Oh, they just drive right through him. It doesn't even do anything. Well, that's a thumbnail right there. I don't even know if I need anything else. I think we can just go with this one, because... I think he strapped me down. I think he did strap me down. It doesn't look like it, but I'm pretty sure he strapped me down, so now I can't do anything. Alright, let's see if I can reset. Well, I don't think it's going to let me because I'm on his farm. Yeah, he strapped me down. That was the problem. He strapped me down. All right, we're gonna act like we're gonna leave, but we're gonna come right back. We're gonna come right back and mess with him on a different area. He's just creeping around. He's peeling around, making sure I'm not coming back. Look at him. Oh shit! Just right. Oh man, that's fun. Okay, all right. I think we might have got away. I think we got away for now. We got away. He is just eyeballing me right now. He is watching me. Do. Nothing to see here. Just a normal guy just driving around. Nothing crazy. Do. Harmless fun. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. They probably messed with me now that I've left my territory, so I better go back. All right, so we'll get the mower. We'll go around the outside edge here. We'll go around the outside edge, mow up what we can mow. Then maybe we buy the chainsaw and we knock down those trees, right? Probably be beneficial to do so, I would think. Let's give a little bit more. Why not? Let's do a little more messing with them. There we go. Krusty was ready for me on that one. He had the straps ready to go. He was ready. He was ready. All right, let's get the mower, and let's just see what we can get mowed up around the outside here. I don't know how much we're going to be able to get, but let's do whatever we can, and we'll go from there. All right, looks like the guys are finishing up, so I should be doing the same. It's not like you haven't seen me do what I'm doing right now plenty of times. I'm just going around the outside edge, picking up some of this weeded up grass. There's definitely some spots I'm missing. I'll have to go back and try to touch them up a little bit, but it looks like we'll get pretty close to one trailer load of grass off of this, which is actually kind of nice, right? It's just a little extra bonus money. Grass that's just sitting here being wasted, so we might as well try to utilize it to our advantage. I probably should have did this a little bit earlier on, but you know, that's fine. We had other things that were more important at that point, and again, this is weeded grass, so it's not like it's going to be giving us all that much, but you know, still, it's something, right? Every little bit counts at this point in this series, and trying to reach that final goal here. So we'll leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like, subscribe button in the case you've yet to do so. They are free to do. It helps me out an absolute ton. Thanks to my members. Cannot thank them enough for all their continued support. If you want early access to videos like this one, including the new series I talked about at the beginning, there's a link down below. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your continued support as always, and I'll see you next time.